is out there. Greg Gardner, who has shown some great speed the last few rounds, as they take the green flag right now. And what's going to be exciting, Paul the Dude Morris in 11th, Sheldon Creed, our current points leader and champion, in 12th spot. No love lost between those guys. So they're going to be back and forth battling through the pack. I'm wondering if they're going to work with each other or work against each other, and we're going to find out pretty quickly here. As we see EJ Vizo in the lead right now as they file through this first turn. Nice and smooth, no major carnage yet so far, as we are underway on lap number 1 of 10.
Don't you go cursing it. Seriously, we're only 2 turns into it.
I didn't fly all this way to just see nice, easy racing, Matt. I'm ready for them to swap some paint. And there you go, Paul the Dude Morris gets into the 33 in the Arctic Cat Wildcat 1000. That is Todd Romano is still out in front, as you see, starting to pull a bit of a lead. EJ Vizo and Robbie Gordon checking out. Behind him is Eric Davis in the Replay XD, always evolving truck. As we hop on board right now with Matthew Brabham, fresh off his first Indy 500 start and 3 straight wins in Detroit a few weeks ago. And he is in that blue Traxxas number 83.
And cuts his way through the field nicely. So it's Vizo from Gordon, then it's Daylight back to the rest of the field at the moment, headed by Eric Davis. Great to see ED in the field this weekend as they come down to on the tightest corners here at Townsville. Rare do we see Gordon up here, because traditionally, Sean, he'd start the back of the field and wouldn't really play until the second half.
Oh, we see the dude getting a little sideways, almost collecting a couple other trucks there. See him, as you just said, one of the tightest corners in the field. This is a very technical track. It's a short course. It's a short track, but very, very technical. As you see these guys still adjusting to the track. Funny thing is, you got to keep in mind our leaders right now, EJ Vizo and Robbie Gordon. This is the very first lap they have ever put in on this circuit. They missed practice in qualifying. Matthew Brabham, rear end, real high. Hood coming off that truck already. On board with Paul the Dude Norris.
Yeah, peak hour down here, coming off the streets of Townsville and back into the natural part of the course. Here's Brabham trading paint with Harry Leindyke Jr. on the outside. Did he get it done? He did. That was very impressive.
Paul the Dude Morris gets a 2-for-1 right there.
It's a clearance sale.
See the replay right now as they get through this tight chicane. Up on 2 wheels. We saw that earlier in practice. We saw up on 2 wheels Rob White in that same spot, getting to the wall. Smoke bellowing off those Toyo tires of Todd Romano's Arctic Cat Wildcat 1033 in the back. See Sheldon Creed starting to make some moves on some drivers, getting up in there, kind of squirreling around. He has to get really aggressive, and that's when he drives the best. And he starts moving people around. There he is behind Ari Leindyke Jr. See if he's going to be able to make quick work of that or not. Ari, a very talented driver, as we know, the Leindyke name, world famous in racing. And Ari is not an easy person to get around.
Here's Paul Morris. Sizing up for a pass on Eric Davis. He's going to have the better run down here to the hairpin, but we saw it explode on the previous lap. And this time, the 2014 Bathurst champ gets that 2-wheeling feeling coming out the hairpin.
There it is. And you see right now, you see a little hood damage on Morris's truck right now. He gets into too much traffic bumping. He might have that hood up in his face. There are some very fast sections on this track, and it makes it extremely difficult with these trucks when you're on the gas, wide open down these straightaways. You can't see where you're going, and that could possibly end up being a problem for Morris. As you see, there is Bill Hines right there. Bill Hines in the 67, a World Gym from Australia. World Gym, a sponsor of Bill Hines here. Very, very cool. Bill not only trying to improve on his lap times, but trying to improve on his health and using World Gym to do that. So a very exciting weekend for Bill Hines.
Traded numbers this weekend, 2 to 76. More action happening further back, and that is Greg Gardner, the R&J Batteries entry with Ari Leindyke Jr. and the 12 of Richardson.
Switching spots. I think Ari and Gardner doing the cuts back. One getting by and the other one back up again. So both getting through it clean, just not very pretty. There's EJ Vizo with the number 5 right there. Looking very comfortable. The boss man, Robbie Gordon, that Hot Wheels Castrol Ed Matt Mingay truck in second place right now. Those guys both up front playing cool. They're smart about what they're doing. They're like, hey man, we're already up front. We got a mandatory competition caution coming up in just a couple of laps. Let's play it cool. Let's not wreck the truck. Let's save our brakes. So for the last couple of laps, you see Brabham up on 2. Eric Davis switching back and forth, always evolving number 75 in a Traxxas sandwich right now, if you will, in between Creed and Brabham. 2 drivers got to have a lot of fun racing, but at the same time, you're like, oh man, you got those 2 guys around you, you know you're in a serious situation.
And now we go down the inside. So Davis, I wonder if he's struggling a bit with brakes here, Sean. I've seen him a couple of times struggling to pull up the number 75 machine. Great slow-mo shots here. This is the leading pair heading around the backside of the circuit. That's Viso and Gordon in the Hot Wheels entry this weekend. Look at the hang time.
Look at the truck work there. See the tires. Robbie Gordon's not in that truck moving the steering wheel back and forth. That's the sidewalls of those Toyo tires just back and forth, back and forth. That's a lot of weight, a lot of inertia. Your forearms are pumped up like Popeye when you get out of one of these trucks. And that's a lot of rubber to the ground and a lot of weight there. We hop on board right now with Matthew Brabham, Matty Brabs in the blue Traxxas 83 right now, as Brabham's making some moves, slowly making his way through the pack and running quite well with his, I believe his teammate still up in front of him right now. That is Sheldon Creed, the two of them doing the best they can to boogie on through. They started near the back of the pack. That's a lot of work. For Sheldon Creed, he's always maybe, 10th, 11th, 12th. He's kind of used to it, but what he's not used to is having two of the fastest guys starting up front. So that's got to be in the back of his head the whole time. Like, hey, man, I think I'm doing all right, but what are these guys doing? How far of a lead are they pulling right now? Are they got faster lines than I do? I'm stuck with some of these slower guys right now. I'm not learning anything from the guys I'm racing against right now. They're learning from me. Well, meanwhile, two of the fastest guys are out there watching each other's lines and seeing what's the fastest way around the track and obviously working with each other, not swapping any paint. Our leaders aren't, and they're out there using each other to find the fastest way around the track in one of these trucks. Well, meanwhile, Brabham and Creed, they're getting held up by guys that aren't quite as fast as them, and they're not learning anything. They're just back and forth like a pinball in the pack. And
look at this now as we come up towards the competition caution. Morris is right in here and in the box seat. They come down to complete lap number 4, which bring us up to the half-time break, if you will, of race number 1, the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. And for guys like Creed and Brabham, this is great news. And now bring them to the field very, very soon.
That's exactly it. The guys started in the back of the pack. This is what they've been waiting for. And the reason for this, for those of you that are not familiar with Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks presented by Traxxas, the mandatory competition caution is made to keep the racing interesting, to keep it fun. I mean, these guys are out here doing everything they can to put the best race on, but at the same time, it needs to stay entertaining, it needs to stay fun, it needs to stay something that the fans are going to enjoy, and they enjoy good, tight racing. So that's what the mandatory competition caution is all about, bunching the pack back up, and then they will have an all-out dogfight for the last 5 laps at the end. You'll see some of these guys, the smarter drivers out here, they know, listen, I don't have to win the race in the first 5 laps. I can't win the race in the first 5 laps, but what I can do is be smart. I can save my truck, I can save my brakes, they'll heat cycle the tires, and they'll make it a point to get themselves in a position where they can strike in the second half of the race. Some of the newer guys out here, you see them, they got hoods falling off and they're getting into the wall and things, and they forget about, granted it's a short race, but it's a bit of a marathon. You don't just hammer down in the first half of the lap, the first half of the race. You gotta be calm, you gotta be cool, you gotta stay collected so that you're there to strike at the end of the race, and that's after the mandatory comp caution here. Down
they come to the hairpin, so Morris, I think he'll just chill for a moment here knowing he's right there. Viso led this from the green flag. They come across the Traxxas ramp. As off goes Sean Richardson, his debut, the English-born racer, who's done some stunt work here in the recent past. Spends most of his time now either in America or in Australia, 6 months in each part of the world, but dropped himself right to the back of the field.
There you are. There is Richardson having a little trouble. He was off in the pucker brush a little bit there. There he is. Oh, almost rolled it over.
Nice work.
It kind of looked like it's something you see in the Dukes of Hazzard right there. As you say, nickname Ironhead. And almost, look at that. That is the Royal Purple number 30 truck of Ari Lyondike Jr. Eric Davis spins out right from. They got lucky. That could have been ugly. We've seen that move in the past. We saw it in Detroit, actually with Keegan Kincaid and another competitor as well. We saw as well in Long Beach. So they got lucky right there. It could have been 2 really banged up front clips on those trucks.
Totally. Some more replays. And Richardson again, he's going to be dizzy by the end of this race. And right in front of traffic as he gets split by Todd Romano in the 33. Had a bit of a chuckle after qualifying this morning. He said to me, we all talked about the area where the Virgin Australia sponsorship is. And he goes, Ari Lyondike was the one saying, can we straight line it? No, you can't. Yeah. He was the first one to do it.
First one right on through, and he didn't even get permission from air traffic control as he did that.
Yeah.
So You see right now, I got to say for Sean Richardson, you know, this is his first time out here, so, you know, he's overdriving the truck a little bit, but he's going to get comfortable. He's got a lot of track time this weekend.
Competition caution is out. Let's check in with Paul Morris, who's inside the top 3. Hey, dude, it's Matt Nolte. You got us.
Hey, Matt. I'm going good, mate.
You having fun out there, mate?
All good. I got a little bit of a downshift issue. I'm not picking up second gear, so just nursing my way around that, but I got plenty left for these boys, so we'll see what happens.
Dude, you were out there, you got into a little bit of traffic earlier on, banged up your hood a little bit, but other than that, you've been real smart about what way you're getting around the track. Have you been making it a point to save yourself to be able to strike in these last 5 laps?
Yeah, copy that, mate. That's exactly what I've been doing. I think Sheldon has been too, so he's just been saving his stuff, so we're about to get going here. It should be pretty interesting.
Absolutely. You know, with Sheldon Creed behind you in Matt Mingay's colors with Robbie Gordon right in front of you, do you have a plan on this restart, or are you just going to get right to it fair and square?
Mate, just see what happens, I think.
Fair
Stand
enough.
by. It's about to get real.
We'll let him get back on with it. He's yahooing his way back to the green flag here.
Yeah, there you go. That was definitely like the Dukes of Hazzard right there as he's yahooing as the green flag comes out. Lap 7 of 10 right now. This is race number 1 of 3 this weekend at Stadium Super Trucks. And
Here it comes, Sean. Here it comes.
Paul, the dude, dives to the inside. Can he make it happen? Nope. Robbie Gordon in that Hot Wheels Castrol Edge truck gets in on EJ. Viso takes the lead now. Viso and his teammate of Paul, the dude, Morris side by side. They're going to make it happen. Paul gets to the inside. He says, hey, I'm ready to strike in these last couple laps. He's like a cobra right now, just striking at EJ Viso, trying to make it happen as they're going down this long, fast section. Hard braking area right here around that plastic chicane.
They were teammates in the last round at Detroit at the Belle Isle Grand Prix, and now trading paint in Australia. So we enter the business end of this race. So Gordon has taken the lead, the dude up to second. EJ Viso back to third now. They ride the curves, and that's unsettled a bit there for Gordon. He knows he's got a real challenger on his hands here.
Yes, he does. And right behind the Mount Margaret residential estate truck of EJ Viso is Sheldon Creed. So we got 4 of the fastest guys in Stadium Super Trucks right now, all right up in front, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then right behind him, only a few meters back, is Matthew Brabham. This is going to be an all-out dogfight to the end as these guys are swapping some heavy paint. Sheldon Creed to the inside right there of Viso. He makes a stick. Viso back to the inside again, swapping no paint. Viso runs it wide. The number 1 Red Traxxas truck back to the inside. 3-wheel's a good feeling for Sheldon Creed as they head down the front stretch.
This is great stuff now on board with Matty Brabham, pulls the tooth chipper, gets alongside the Venezuelan EJ Viso, 6 Indianapolis 500 starts, and now up against the guy who made his debut this year at the 100th anniversary.
A lot of pressure on all these guys, but right now, Robbie Gordon in that Hot Wheels Castrol Edge Matt Mingay truck flying the number 2 for Matty Mingay out there. Out in the lead looking good, but he's got the super cheap auto truck of Paul the Dude Morris right on him. And who has come from the very back is Sheldon Creed as well. Dude to the inside, drives a little wide, swaps a little paint with Robbie Gordon there. Now to the inside of Robbie Gordon as well as the number 1 of Sheldon Creed.
I can't do it.
Not letting them by, swapping paint. Some good truck control right there. Paul the Dude Morris gets really sideways.
This is great stuff, and look at the front of Viso. He's had his lights punched out here, and now Matty Brabham down the inside in that blue Traxxas number 83. Through the tight section we go.
Good. Lap 8 of 10, only 2 left to go here. A lot of action happening all the way through the pack. Right now, EJ Viso having some trouble on these fast sections. I'm telling you, when that hood is shoved up in your face, you can hardly see where you're going. You're missing your braking points, all these things. Makes it very difficult. Oh, Brabham gets a little bump and run from EJ Viso. Gives him a little tap right there. Meanwhile, out in front looking really good right now. Paul Morris, his hood shoved up in front of him. See, there's a battle between Viso and Brabham. I'm wondering if Brabham's the reason that BJ's...
Oh, no! And he's gone!
To it, little buddy. As he spins around, EJ Viso is able to hang on to it.
And drops him down the order as we start the final lap. He does a bit of grass cutting, but drops himself right out of contention. And Romano will go past him here.
Yes, he will. As I said, these fast sections, and that's where you see some of these jumps. It's hard to see, but we've seen EJ Vizo. He's so talented. He's won so many races, but as of the last year, he gets too much pressure on him. People start bumping around. He gets too mad, too frustrated, can't think straight. He starts seeing red, starts making mistakes, and we just saw that happen, Matt.
And Robbie Gordon just went past our commentary box and has dropped to the back of the field here. So now Creed buys into this, just like we saw on the streets of Adelaide in the first round of this year's championship, and there it is. It went past here, backfiring, past our commentary position, so right out of contention. And now, will Paul Morris hold on for his first ever win? I've got that Adelaide deja vu happening.
Absolutely, we've seen this before. Paul the Dude Morris and Sheldon the Showstopper Creed. We've seen this fight before, and sometimes it gets very, very ugly as they're out here in the last and final lap. They do have 2 more races after this. I'm wondering, is Sheldon going to be cool? Is he going to take it easy on him, or is he going to try to move the dude out of the way? Both of them very aggressive drivers. Both of them have a very deep bag of tricks. As Sheldon Creed gets sideways, gets the inside, bumps him a little bit. Not too aggressive on that, but it just didn't have the pivot point. I'm sure the dude's not going to be happy about it. He'll have something to say as taking the checkered flag as the Traxxas driver. Sheldon Creed, Paul the Dude Morris, number 2, Matty Brabham, and 3, P4 unofficially is Ari Lyondike Jr.
Wow.
Paul the Dude Morris having an excellent race. Sheldon Creed as well. Last turn 13 of lap 10, the last and final lap. We'll see if there's any words spoken here. Sheldon Creed trying to pull up next to him there. We'll see if they have anything to say.
Well, it's pulling up alongside next to Sheldon Creed. Hey, dude, it's Matt Nolte once again, a shake of the head. What's your thoughts?
It's just a cheap shot, mate, but I got a good memory, as everyone knows.
Oh, yeah, we know that. Maybe you heard your press conference from Detroit, maybe.
I don't know what that was about. I saw him fly in there, and I gave him enough room to get round the corner fairly, so...
Paul,
what do you do, mate?
This is not the first time we've seen that type of fight and that type of passing between you and Sheldon Creed. Was that something you expected, or did you think you'd get through race 1, you guys be able to get through it clean?
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, mate. So, but he's a young guy and he tries hard, and I probably would have done the same thing if I was him, so I can't really blame him.
Hey, dude, and congratulations on that second place. That was a well-fought second from the last row. A lot of races left to go. That puts you good in the points for the weekend. So you do have a great chance as an overall. So congratulations on that second place, Paul.
Thanks, brother.
Well, he's got 2 more races to square off this weekend, but meantime, Sheldon Creed, this is action further back in the field. She really unloaded, didn't that last 3 or 4 laps?
It really did.
Now this is Viso hitting the, oh man, this is the lap prior to when he did hit the wall eventually. And Robbie Gordon also failing to finish that race.
Well,
What's the 4th truck in line here?
You can see here, Viso, real sideways. He couldn't really even see necessarily where he was going, hung onto it. Got very lucky there. Here's another replay with Viso involved. There's part of the hood. So now EJ Viso, he can't go in the paddock and say, hey man, you bat my hood all up. He did that one pretty much on his own.
Oh, and just gets the wall on the left-hand side.
Yeah, he absolutely did. You know, I don't know exactly where that hood got bent up the first time, but we saw him on Brabham numerous times, and he just made matters worse for him.
And this will shake up the series. We check out the results. His 20th career win, Sheldon Creed from Paul Morris and Greg Gartner in 3rd position on the order there. Back to Davis, Richardson, Viso in the 6th, and a lot of DNFs. In race number 1, and we've still got 2 more to go, and looking forward to that over this amazing weekend. My thanks to Sean Sermony, looking forward to more action from the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. We're off to a break, plenty more still to come from the Castrol Edge Townsville 400.